Hey, look at that. It actually did the thing. It actually auto changed. That was exciting. I screwed that up yesterday with my show on Ogre.
I
Hey everybody,
I
what the
I
hell's
can I
going
make a
on?
can I make a suggestion? I think just for once we should probably do like the Muppet Show entrance. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know if I have we'll have to check on how long like we could use an audio clip where it would not be a copyright infringement. Because the Muppet entrance would be fun.
Get sued by the Muppets. Oh
That
man,
would
I don't
suck.
want that.
Which is
That
now
would
owned
suck.
by who owns them now? Is it Disney?
Disney. So yeah,
It's Disney.
they'd come after us. They'd send the Empire after you. Ah, who's
Ozzy Bear as Darth Vader.
that?
Come to the dark side.
My God.
Do or do not. There is no try. What is up? Hey everybody. We lasted a whole like 5-10 seconds before we derailed ourselves. Maybe. What's going on, everyone? It's the Diogenes Club. We actually have Walter. I want you to talk about the name, where it came from, in your mind today, because we didn't get to that last week. What's up, y'all? I'm Nick Pero. I'm not your dad. I'm joined by my friend Walter Ryan, who's our level 36 magic user, Dr. Eric Lulov, who is our resident physician and surgical expert podiatrist, just pretty kind of awesome. And Evan Fields, who's not officially single yet, but getting close. And we're forcing him to get out of bed and get his lazy butt up. And what's up, y'all? It's Diogenes Club. Got a question for you before we get too far into it. What's with all the powerful people being pedos?
Ah,
Oh, dude.
God damn it! I
Is
was
there a
feeling so
prerequisite
good.
now? Like, is
Dude.
it like a checkbox that these guys have to fill out? Like, it's like to be, you want to be powerful today? Check here. If
You
you're a
have to be a pedophile.
Yeah.
They send receipts nowadays. They send it in emails to each other. They just go back and forth and say weird shit. Anyway, before we get into that, Walter, you have a story for us, my friend.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
good. I'm so glad I get to tell this. It's one of my happiest things. When you were pitching out names for this, I never thought you'd take Diogenes Club, and I'm sure Evan knows it. It's from Sherlock Holmes, and one of my happiest things from just studying literature. When you're creating a character, you have to have these aspects about him that make them more relatable. And Sherlock Holmes, well, he's one of the giants, like top 10 all literary characters of all time. Just tremendous affection. I think I love the Robert Downey Jr. interpretations. I think those are really good.
Oh, those are fun, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things Sir Arthur Conan Doyle put in there, at one point you're reading along because he's almost like untouchable, right? He's got these tremendous powers. How do we relate to him? Well, at one point they added in that he has an older brother named Mycroft, who is his more intelligent older brother. And right there, it's like, oh, it's like even Sherlock Holmes has to deal with that shit. And like every time, it's like you only meet him because Sherlock Holmes is like, when he finds, like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I gotta go talk to Mycroft. And then Mycroft gives him shit about it. He's like, oh, I saw you were in the paper the other day with your little bullshit investigations that you have to do. He's like, gives him crap like this. And I don't know, something about that. I just love it. It makes me just laugh. Just that whole dynamic that Sherlock Holmes has to put up with that crap too. And what Mycroft Holmes has in the book, he's created the Diogenes Club. And it's because he's like a bit of a recluse and he just doesn't want to talk to his fellow people, and we're kind of adapting that for our purpose here. Like we want to change masculinity in America because we don't want to talk to the other gentlemen's clubs, right? So this is the gentlemen's club for men who just do not like toxic masculinity in our case. And in the case of the Sherlock Holmes book, Mycroft just doesn't want to talk to people because he's always busy with something else. It's like, he's like, they're just quit interrupting me. So in the Diogenes Club, he wants all the comforts of a regular gentleman's club, but nobody's allowed to talk to anybody within the Diogenes Club. So I thought that was kind of funny, just that whole concept. And then once we started going into it, we're seeing who Diogenes is, like the Greek philosopher, and he stands for all the things that we were talking about. So it just kind of fit into place. I'm sure, Evan, had you heard that story about Mycroft Holmes and the Diogenes Club before?
No, I'd heard about the Diogenes Club before, but I've never heard like the whole backstory of it and everything. far
Oh.
more intelligent and well-read than I am.
Well, I just stumbled across. That's just one of the books I happen to read. I'm always an expert of what I actually read. But yeah, I mean, Mycroft does appear, I think, in the second. What's his name? The actor who plays him in the second Robert Downey Jr. book. But they don't really play into it.
I think it's Jude
Oh.
Law.
Fry,
maybe?
Stephen
Jude Law.
Fry. Jude
Yeah,
Law
there you go.
and Stephen Fry. Yeah, so he's in there, but they don't really play into the frustrations there. But I just love that dynamic because the younger brother, older brother dynamic, and just the phrase Sherlock Holmes is more intelligent older brother. It's like, God damn it. Like, God, what do I gotta do? You know, what do I
How
gotta
do I have to be? How do I get to be the smartest in the room?
You become the smartest in the room by thinking that you know everything and mastering nothing.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
And that way
So
you become a
thinking
legend in
you-
your own. That way you become a legend in your own mind, and then that develops into some level of narcissistic, sociopathic belief that you are an expert at everything.
Yes.
Oh wait,
So
wait, that
are you
explains
talking about
the entire
Stephen
cabinet.
Miller, Pete Hegseth,
Oh,
Russ
yeah.
Vaught,
There goes a good vibe again. There goes the
JD
fun I would
Vance,
have.
Just-
Peter Thiel? Which
Yep.
one of those guys are you talking about?
Oh, man.
Elon Musk, the
Is there-
pedo pals?
Is there like
All of the
is
above.
there like all of the above?
Oh.
Option N, all of the above. No
got
one we like.
You can tell he's a doctor. He has multiple choices that go all the way to L. It's like I never got fast past E, you know, and that was on a hard test.
I gotta tell you, that was like the worst part about studying in med school. Since Walter brought it up, was it wasn't like the paragraph. And Walter and I talked about this the other day. Like I would have to learn volumes of textbooks, like an entire year of histology in literally like 9 weeks, right? But they wouldn't test. Like pathology was my worst subject. Like I hated pathology, right? I don't mind billing for pathology, but I hate, like, I never actually like studied pathology. That's why I'm not a pathologist. But like they would be like in a disease process, like the 9 or 10 things that we have to look for. They don't test on the 3 obvious ones that you see 99.9% of the time. They'll test on the last line in the paragraph of, you know, the patient will have like swollen left upper eyelid. You know, like the thing that was reported back in 1884 when they first diagnosed the disease. You know,
and you're supposed to guess what it is from that. That's like
you're
me
supposed to
searching.
remember that. It's like
That's like me searching my symptoms on the internet and thinking I have the bubonic plague. You know, it's like, oh, I've got this, and oh shit, I'm gonna die. And then the doctor's like, just chill the fuck out. You're not a doctor.
You've got cancer.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
but I read I had cancer, but they didn't say I had cancer, but I read about it. I read that I had cancer. Isn't that right? Isn't that how that works? Like I have cancer now. It's the so I used to work on the Alexa Health Care team years and years ago.
oh my god, yeah.
And
Oh, that was like 10 years ago.
that was about no, not quite that long. Let's say
about 8 to
that
10.
was five years ago when I left, probably 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago.
Yeah,
is
that's when
I
the
lost
first
my
Alexa
job.
Dots first came out.
No. I'm way past that time.
Oh, you're
Like,
past
the first
that, okay.
Alexa Dots were like early 2000s. I was on the team when COVID hit, and I managed all the COVID self-checker at home self-checker skills. Like, hey, am I sick? Should I stay home? Should I keep myself away from everybody? Typically, the answer was fucking yes. Like, yes, hide yourself away, hide your kids, hide your wives. Don't be doing nothing. They coming out and they be raping everybody. Like, I remember that meme coming out in the middle of COVID, and it still fucking applies today. And I'm mad about it. But that, like, going back to what we were, I helped make the WebMD of Alexa. And then they shut it down. Like,
Yeah.
we had pretty much made the WebMD of Alexa that was like, hey, it was a symptom checker. You could check your symptoms at home and get comorbidities, and you could see, like, it was a full scope thing. And it was, we were very clear. We were like, we're not physicians. These are just recommendations. Go see a doctor. Like, if you have these things, you probably want to go see a fucking doctor. If you have these things, yeah, you may still want to go see a doctor. You have these things, you probably have a cold. Stay the fuck home. And then they shut us all down, and it makes me laugh that you're talking about like the WebMDs of things. I was like, I used to make the WebMD of Alexa, and then they shut us down. And we beat expectations too. That was the worst part. Like, we were the most like performative team. It was stupid. I hate
funny you mention
Amazon.
that. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because Melissa had just put a post out about the measles outbreak in the specifically in the Whipple facility down in Texas.
Yeah.
And how these kids just are not like, and this just kind of, and I actually wrote an article. It's going to be, I think Lawrence is going to publish on Substack this weekend. Everybody, I actually wrote on the measles outbreak and the policy failure of vaccine policy failures, because what do we do? So our heroin addict HHS secretary, and our bear eating,
Good old Bobby.
right? I mean, he literally like I said Walter like cracked up.
Bring the pond water.
Being in the room with him at HHS.
The water's turning you into a frog.
Like I mentioned this to Walter like the other day. Like sitting in the room with him, it's like, remember Tweak from South Park? Like he literally, I mean, he's literally like tweaking in front of you. He's like, I just want to.
Yeah.
Man. But all these people now that he's put on the vaccine committees, right, are anti-vax physicians, have no belief in actually what, like, it's the policy failure for Americans is we're just going to kill you. We're just not going we're going to kill your kids. We're going to change the vaccine scheduling for children, against the recommendation of the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American and the Infectious Disease Society of America. And the virologist, and that's I'm trying to connect with Dr. Angela Rasmussen because she's a virologist on here and publishes a lot on the STAC. So I'm trying to like getting together with her schedule to do a virology show and talk about this because this is not my area of expertise, but it's.
Well, we saw it was a few months ago. I know it was at some point last year that they didn't convene like the board or whatever to go over the flu vaccines or to update them, and then now we're seeing. I saw something maybe last week that there's already been like 9 children that have died from the flu this year. And that's because they don't have like the proper strains and everything in the vaccine. And that just goes to what Eric just said. I wanted to ask
Eric,
you
you're
guys,
in Florida. Oh, go ahead, Evan.
No. I was going to ask you guys, it's kind of a little bit in the weeds and everything, but it was an example of proper masculinity and healthy masculinity that I saw that blew my mind, and I'm sure all the ladies loved it too. If you watch the Grammys, my boy Benito Bad Bunny, he displayed positive masculinity all night, and I thought it was the greatest thing. I wasn't really excited about the Grammys and everything because of like all the shit going on, and it feels kind of out of touch to have a big award show and everybody dressing up and all that when people are being shot in the streets. But I thought it was awesome how first he spoke up about things. He was obviously like the big guy of the night because he's going to be performing at the Super Bowl and everything. But I don't know. He cried when he won. He was appreciative about everything. He made compassionate and like empathetic speeches. I just thought it was really cool. I don't listen to a lot of his music because I'm a güero and I only speak English and all that. But he, I don't know. I just thought it was cool, man. He seems like a really good dude, and he's getting a lot of stuff.
Can't wait for halftime show when MAGA loses their fucking mind.
Yeah.
Aren't they doing a counter programming event?
Yeah,
the losers.
Point is
they got like Scott Bio and shit.
No,
Kid Rock.
Point is that Bad Bunny's entire halftime show is going to be in Spanish because all of his music's in Spanish. He's not going to translate his lyrics into English to pacify, Bill Job, who's sitting on his recliner drinking his Pabst Blue Ribbon 6-pack because he can't afford anything else because he's a farmer and got cut and can't make any money, but he's still voting for Trump because Trump's going to take care of me. But I can't wait for them to lose their shit during the halftime show.
Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun. I'm gonna I want to see them all put like videos and stuff on TikTok crying about how he's singing in Spanish and just exposing their racism. Just like I want to hear them do it. I'm so tired of and I know it's hurtful to hear because I've heard some words thrown at me that are really hurtful. Like I've been called some shit as a Jewish person that is unkind. Starts with a K and is like fucking awful.
Yeah, Nick, you and I could have a conversation just on that.
Yeah, I'd love to have a conversation. We'll have to have one off screen for a little bit about
Oh,
that
yeah.
because I'm not yet far enough out on my like out of work clause that I can speak about this company.
Oh.
But there's some names. No, the company name became very close to a word, and in Spanish, that word, there's soccer players. It's the short name for Enrique. It is Kike, is how it is pronounced
Like
in
Kike Hernandez from the Dodgers.
Right.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Kike
Yeah.
is how it is spelled.
Well, there was Kiki Vandeweghe who played for the.
However, when you're on an
the
international
Warriors.
team and you don't know if somebody's going to say the word correctly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's a word that sounds really similar to what flies in the object and Ben Franklin had a key attached to, which I don't like saying because it's really easy to mispronounce. You have to be really cautious about that, especially with a team that had multiple Jewish people on it. And it was at the height of all right after all the stuff happened in Israel, like everything is still going on. And none of us were consulted on that. Like I wasn't part of the consultation for the team name, and I had been there for 2.5, almost 3 years of the 3.5 year process that they'd been a company.
Yeah.
Like, yikes, dudes. I won't say anything else about it.
Yeah.
People just
But
going
anyway.
through life not thinking about things.
The thing was they didn't think. Yeah, they didn't think. And when we heard the name, we were all like, ooh.
I want to say too, just kind of going off on that, Spanish, the way that people get enraged. I mean, I've always been deliberate about we're a multinational family here. We speak Spanish in the house, and I'm just loud. I'm loud anyway. You guys have noticed I'm loud, but I'll be in public speaking Spanish very loudly. And there's been a lot of times, like when my daughter's playing basketball, it's like, oh, this is code. I can tell her what to do in Spanish. I'll scream out, and I'll be in like these rural Wisconsin towns, and like half the people in the stands will turn to look at me. And I think it's just so important that Walter loud? Nah. But it's just important to be. Yeah. And one of the first things that I wrote that got a lot of attention was an article called Speaking Spanish in America, just about how my kids had been harassed. They were harassed when I'm not around. When I'm not around, I'll show up. You guys got a problem with Spanish? No, sir. And they wander off. But here's that article that got shared 250,000 times. And it's just all these assumptions. Like people assume. It's like, look, they say that's rude. I assume you're talking about me. It's like, why the fuck would I be talking about you? Why do you think you're so interesting that I'm talking about you? We're just talking in Spanish. It's like I bet I can use words in English you've never heard before. And it's like, am I not supposed to do that? Go ahead, Eric.
I have a button. I gotta find this button because I gotta post a photo. It says, if your life is so exciting, why are you reading my button?
That's a good one.
It's like those bumper stickers. If you're reading this bumper sticker, you're too close to Jesus. And
Oh, that's a good one. That's a little bit of a threat. But
it is a little bit of a threat.
Yeah.
That entitlement.
It's an implied threat, but hey,
well,
that's
warning.
your problem
Let's
for being
call it
too
a warning.
It's a warning. It's an implied warning of, hey, you're too close to my ass. You're getting close to Jesus when I hit that brake. Like,
we could
Jesus, take your wheel, not mine.
We could do a show just on bumper stickers.
What was that?
A show on bumper stickers.
Seinfeld episode on bumper stickers.
Oh,
Walter,
I
was going to ask Walter, how do you feel about that? Like being in Wisconsin, which I'm sure is like a majority white state and everything. How do you deal with not only like the racism that your family goes through from speaking Spanish, but also like keeping the perspective of like you being a white man speaking Spanish? Do you find that it like kind of normalizes it for people who might have ignorance about like the rest of your family? Do you think it like helps, or do you think, I don't know what I'm trying to ask.
No,
I think it's positive.
I think it's absolutely necessary. I think it's absolutely necessary for me to be. But one of the things that had to occur to me, because I was making the assumption that nobody was attacking me because I'm like 6 feet tall and 220 pounds. So I'm just like, so I'm going to speak Spanish. What are you going to do about it? And I didn't realize, like, it kind of took me a while to realize, like, there'll be times there are people that are physically bigger than me, but it's infrequent. And I'm just like, I never really thought of that before. My wife mentioned, she's like, you're a big dude. Your presence just scares people. I'm like, no, like 3 weeks ago, there was a guy bigger than me. She's like, yeah, one time 3 weeks ago, I was like, listen to yourself. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of am one of the bigger guys. But I realized people aren't telling me not to speak Spanish because I'm a big dude. They're not telling me because I'm white. That's the issue. I mean, like, actually, the physical size has nothing to do with it. It's white privilege. So I think that's a good use. And it's positive masculinity too. Go out there and talk to my family in Spanish. Normalize it. Talk to my, around other kids at the basketball practice. I'll use Spanish there too. You can speak Spanish. And then just there's that entitlement that comes up when people do protests. Great. Now it's a learning moment, because when they work themselves up with that thought of entitlement, they get those entitlement where they think they can be angry now. And it's the same thing. It's like people work themselves into a rage when you don't stand for the national anthem, and they don't stop to see if the guy's lost the use of his legs, and it's like they get themselves all worked up, and you have to just be like, look, let's deflate that rage you're feeling, show you that it's misplaced. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking in Spanish to my kids, because that's our first language and that's our culture. Respect it. I'll teach it to you. You want to learn Spanish? Let's go talk at the library every day until switch your streaming service to Spanish. You can teach your kids Spanish. They don't have to know that television is in English. They might think Spanish is just the way television is broadcast. They don't know any better. So I think
it's funny you say that. We used to do that when the kids are really tired. Like, if they fell asleep watching a movie when they were little, we would switch it into Spanish so that when they woke up, they would think they were having a dream. Like, oh my God, what happened to the TV? Like, why is it? I don't understand this. We also spent time in Panama. Like, we spent a month and a
Guys,
half,
excuse me 1
almost 2
second. I'll
months.
be right back.
Okay. We spent a month and a half, almost 2 months in Panama. I'll tell the story at some point of how I almost joined a cult. It sort of does fit in with the anti-vax things, and that's one of the reasons we didn't stay, was because there was someone who was anti-vax, or they were pretty anti-vax, and they always looked at us funny because we had our vaccinations, especially around COVID and things like that, and my kids were healthy and weren't getting as sick, and so that was that and the we don't like gay people thing that popped up. I was like, yeah, no, we're good. We are good. We're out. We're out of here. Because we asked at one point, like, someone made a statement. I was like, what happens if one of your daughters is gay? And they're like, well, she won't be. I was like, oh, well, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
That is not how that works. You don't get to make that choice as a parent. And we were like, well, we get to make the choice so that we're not going to join this cult and we're leaving. So we tried to learn Spanish. My real point in all of this, because I want to tell that story in full sometime, the whole almost joined a cult story. The fun part about this is, or the question I have actually is, first question, why are they so mad about Spanish? Spanish is a white person language too.
They're
Spanish
insecure.
people are white. The Portuguese are white. It's a white language. Why are you fucking mad about a white people language? It's European, assholes.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the same
you guys are so
thing.
proud about European culture, but you're so fucking mad that people know a European language. Like, fuck right off. Because if I went out and I said, yeah, it depends on how you define white, Courtney. You're exactly right. The thing is, Spanish is a white language. Spanish is a white language. Like, it's a European white language. We shouldn't be fucking, if we're going to be white supremacists in America, assholes, like, you should at least know your history enough to know that Spanish is also a European language too. Like, we bought half of America from them.
There's
It's
more
all
Spanish.
insecurity. I grew up in Southern California and everything, and the town that I grew up in was the majority Latino, majority Mexican, because you're Southern California, and it was a big we had huge flower fields, and the majority of the Mexican population the majority of the population was Mexican, and I know that because the high school that I went to was pretty much all white and everything, and like there was very little diversity, and it's like everything else. It's just white inferiority and what's it called? Feeling. Oh my God! Why am
Grievance?
I blanking right now?
Grievance, white
White grievance, white inferiority, just like it's just are they talking about me? It's like that kind of paranoid thinking, you know. It's just what you don't know you're scared of. And I fucking hated, like, I hated growing up in that town because of the ignorance there, but it was good for me to see like that sort of ignorance, to be able to grow later on and like realize it and call it out, you know.
There's an aspect to it. We have more Spanish speakers in the United States than in Spain. One thing that's kind of important. And until they signed the stupid executive order, the United States had no official language up until about 6 months ago. But one thing I want to say is it controls, like, it limits the control of information you have access to. Once you learn a foreign language, now you're not beholden to U.S. media anymore. And when I was living in Peru, you know, you're reading these other, here's a report of what happened, but written in Spanish. You read the one in English and you're like, that doesn't line up. And just like that control aspect of it. And as a teacher, it's like you teach foreign language because it gives your students a reason to memorize the parts of speech, like what a gerund is and like the different verb tenses are. It's like when you're trying to teach that in just English, it's like, I don't need this. I know this. But when you're learning a foreign language, you need all to be able to diagram a language. So the fact that we do not use that from like preschool, first grade, second grade, it's one of the best teaching strategies there is, both for learning the foreign language and for learning English. And the fact that it's basically been taken away from our culture, where we deliberately don't teach any foreign language, that's a control thing. That's control. But it's like people don't want to hear that.
Well, the other thing too, from a scientific standpoint, Walter, that's actually a child development it's how children's brains develop too. Foreign languages are like the artsy part of the right side of the brain. So it counterbalances all the science loading and the math loading that they're getting loaded into. And it cultivates that critical thinking component, which really is where we are failing our kids in critical thinking across the board. You know, I mean, I know we touched upon this a couple weeks ago, but it literally, what bothers me more, it's not the stupidity of the way things are going today. Well, I mean all right, well, don't get me wrong. I hate the stupidity of it, but it's because it's really fucking stupid. But it's the lack of critical thinking, where people are so, it's almost like the way medicine is today, right? Like we're reactive. Everything's reactive. I broke my leg, you need surgery. I broke my leg, you need a cat. It's not like, okay, what'd you do that you could have prevented from breaking your leg? You know, like you didn't have to have the heart attack. You didn't need to smoke and drink and then have a stroke, right? What, you know, it's like the preventative aspect of our lives is now it's never been developed, and we're seeing it from the psychological side of how men behave, and physically behave, and how we treat each other. And you know, it's like, and
it's all lazy and reactive.
It's lazy react, and like, and for men out there, like, you really want to be like intelligently masculine, protest the SAVE Act. You want to see something that's going to be fucking damaging to women, and you want to step up and be a real man and be a real supporter of women's rights and be a supporter of the other gender that is half of our lives. Okay. Be opposed to SAVE Act. Call your senators. I put a post up this morning with a form letter that you could send to your senators. It's a straight copy form letter. Up to 70 million women are going to be affected by this. Because for years, Nick, what has the Christian nationalists been saying? The Christian church, you have to marry, you have to change your name, you have to do that. So now we're just, okay, well, you've gotten married, you've been married for 25 years, you changed your name. Oh, guess what? You go to vote? I'm sorry, we can't let you vote because your name doesn't match your birth certificate. Yeah. And it's not just the women that are married. It's the women who changed their name legally because they went through an abusive domestic relationship, or kids that were adopted. You know, their birth certificate's not going to match the adoptive parent's name unless they physically got the birth certificate changed, right? And this is just across the board. How many
Yeah.
people is this going to affect?
It's also, and Crow, thanks for pointing that out. And I was also going to say that too, it is more than about women. I put it out this morning in response to Melissa Corrigan. She had her post up from Blue Ant Media, and
Love you, Melissa.
yeah, Melissa's fucking awesome. Go follow Melissa Corrigan. She's super awesome. Dana Dubois, also super awesome. Rachel at This Women Votes, super awesome. Ellie Leonard, super awesome. Like, there are some superpowers around us, and they don't look like me. The point I want to make sure we make is this impacts anyone who is not male and straight.
Yes.
Basically, that is what this impacts. It pretty much impacts anyone who is not straight and male.
And
That's
white.
what they did on purpose.
Yeah.
And white, because a lot, like Eric, you just said, a lot of folks changed their names.
Yeah.
Gay men changed their names. Gay women changed their names. Trans folks changed their names. People in abusive relationships changed their names. Adopted people changed their names unless their name is legally changed on their birth certificate. Like, if you're just semi-adopted and like not really, and people call you by it, make sure you have your right names everywhere.
Yeah.
This impacts anyone who is not straight male. And
Now,
it is white supremacy as law. It's fragile masculinity as law. And it's this same idea that women, the whole idea of changing your last name, at least in marriage on a Christian side, I have come to realize is about ownership. Is you change your last name so that you are now owned by me, because that's what the wedding ring was about. Was this is a sign of ownership. You have pledged yourself to me, and I now own you as your husband. That's the legacy of the rings. That's the legacy of that vow. It's about owning women and owning people. It's ownership. It's just transferred from slaves to spouses, or from spouses to slaves to children. Like, they just want to own. It's a domination thing, and I'm fucking tired of it. And I'm glad we're having these types of talks, especially around intelligent masculinity. And sometimes I wonder if I'm doing anything important. Then I get all this good feedback, and I'm like, yeah, this is needed right now, because we're the fucking problem.
Right. I have no affiliation with the company, but the easiest way for people to do this, for women and men across the board: husbands help your wives, wives help your husbands, whatever it is. Husbands help your husbands, wives help your wives, significant others help
help your other, your partners help partners.
There's a website. The one I'm most familiar with is vitalcheck.com. So imagine if you're a straight heterosexual female and you're in your 60s and you've been divorced 3 times. Okay. Yeah. You have to go and trace back all of that paperwork from your 3rd marriage to your 3rd divorce to your 2nd marriage and divorce, 1st marriage and divorce, all the way back to your birth certificate. And how many people actually have that paperwork still filed? Evan, you'll get to the point where you keep your divorce stuff and then you'll eventually just burn it after a few years. But like, you're going to have to but you don't have to, men don't have to worry about this unless you change your name. But for the women out there, this is catastrophic for them. Imagine you've been voting the same way for the last 35 years at the same precinct with the same poll workers, and all of a sudden you walk up and, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Johnson, you can't vote. Your name doesn't match. What?
Yep.
That's exactly what's going to happen to my wife too. Like, if it passes and everything, because the divorce will be finished before the summer, and then we'll come around by the midterms, and she'll have to deal with all that shit. And people like that will only have 30 days, 2 months or whatever at that point to change their name or to fix whatever they need to fix to be able to like exercise their right to vote. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean, she's already got enough shit to deal with right now. Like, both of us have enough shit to deal with right now, but there's going to be more. I recognize that there's going to be more residual stuff that she has to deal with just because of the name change, just because of like the dependent stuff, like all of that. And yeah, that's fucked up, because voting goes into all that stuff. You know what I mean? It goes into making sure that your voice is heard for all those things. And if you can't do that, then I can't even imagine the frustration of showing up at a polling place like this November. You go there, you have to deal with the ICE agents or whatever that Steve Bannon just said that they're going to put up. and you're gonna have to deal with DHS and Border Patrol and all these people fucking staring you down and already making you feel like a criminal for voting. And then you get up to the front of the line and they go, "Sorry, ma'am, your fucking ID doesn't match your birth certificate. You can't vote." And then you got to deal with it all over again. Like, this is fucking crazy,
You'll
dude.
still be
It's-
able
Yeah.
but you're still going to be able to issue you a provisional ballot. You still have that. You still have that right under state constitution law and voting rights to have a provisional ballot issued.
Yeah.
You know, so you could.
yeah,
still
but then you
go-
get into
This
like
isn't- so
them trying to
let's just make
federalize
sure
the
too-
elections.
Yeah, like let's make sure too. It's not law yet. They have
Yeah.
No,
not
it's
made
still
it
sitting in
law.
the Senate. They haven't touched
John Thune currently has said he's not going to touch it. I believe that he's not going to touch it only to the point until he does, because
Yeah.
he's going to, unless there's enough civic pressure, citizen-led pressure. This has to be a citizen campaign where he knows that if he allows this to the floor, he will lose his job,
It's plutonium.
and that it will be the men
Yeah.
who make him lose his job. It has to be a men's thing too. Like
Yeah.
Melissa and Dana and
Rachel.
Ellie and Rachel and folks like that cannot be the only ones talking about. It's a men's issue. Without us,
Yes.
we have to help move the needle too. It's not because I want to get the glory of doing it. I just know I have enough privilege to actually make a fucking impact.
Yeah.
Like,
And those
if
that
you're
have-
a man right now, make an impact.
Right. And those of us that have daughters have a responsibility to fight for their rights
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
their fathers. Is we need to
Yeah.
do that.
Yep.
And
I want to add.
if you want to know what Jim Crow looked like, these are Jim Crow laws. These are
Yes.
poll tax style laws. It
Mhm.
costs money to go get all your birth certificate and your passport and your documentation all in line. Having having ICE agents at polling places is Jim Crow. This is Jim Crow over again. Like, we have to acknowledge what it is, and I think I'm going to just start using all the historical American words about it, because those actually have impact on people.
We all should.
Especially the white
Yeah.
people in America. We
Yeah.
associate with a lot of that stuff. Like, this is Jim Crow law.
Yeah. I want to add to it, and it applies to more than just voting. Because I mean, I've had to go through this with my wife coming from South America, and then like they have a thing with a hyphenated name, and they have, you know, her various degrees and stuff have different names on them. So this applies to anything, any form of accreditation. I mean, it's all an attack on immigrants, and it's all. I mean, this whole SAVE Act. Immigrants aren't voting, you know, like the ones that are here until you become a nationalized citizen. It's impossible to vote. So all this is a response to a problem that doesn't even exist. It's a completely manufactured problem. Immigrants aren't out there, you know, doing something illegal to get the attention. Of course they're not. And it's like there's no documented cases of this. But yeah, as Nick says, this is all just a fabrication, which is designed to restrict women's rights, both the right to vote, but it'll also trickle down and be their right to get a job. We have a lot of immigrants who come here because the United States goes and topples regimes in South America and kidnaps their duly elected leaders to make those countries fall. So, I mean, my wife works with a lot of these people. You got people here with PhDs and master's degrees who speak multiple languages. They're not allowed to get accredited here because there's all these systems in place where it's like, well, gee, this form of documentation has this name, but you've got a hyphenated last name on your degree, so we can't accredit that degree and attribute it to you. So there's this massive structure that's just designed to be anti-human. And yeah, bit by bit, we have to peel it back. Attacking the SAVE Act is a good way to start, though.
Yeah, we have to attack the SAVE Act. Also, there's really good conversation going on in the chat if you're with us live right now. And I want to shout it out because it is a cool piece of conversation about, like, how do we make civic engagement easier? Hey, I don't have time to write an app, but I know there's a lot of folks out there who are really smart, and I'm going to be talking with my good friend Courtney, who helps and is a volunteer with me in a lot of ways. So thank you, Courtney. You're fucking awesome. Also, thank you to my other really good, really amazing volunteer, Beth, who has helped me set up the Sick of This shop, which you look over my head on this side. There's a QR code for.
Great.
20%. 20% discount off on all of this stuff right now during this first week. There is a really cool image of Walter and I on there, with Walter's scream and my peace sign, with this shirt on the back of our Notes of the Week shirt and coffee mug. And because I like accessibility and I'm left-handed and I hate that coffee mugs are designed for right-handed people only, where the thing fucking always faces the wrong direction, either out or in. My coffee mugs are left and right-handed. I have them both. So if you're
Nice.
left-handed, you can get a coffee mug
Oh,
with
it's an
full
elephant ear
image on
coffee mug.
the front and then the
Elephant ear.
logo image on the back. So everybody else, like, I like to be able to show off the image that's going to be on the front. And so I made coffee mugs for that. So
Evan's
if you're
excited.
left and right-handed, you get coffee mug options too.
Yeah.
Also, just wanted to shout out though the idea. And Mason, yeah, DM me. I'm happy to add and get additional volunteer support and see what we can do. Like, come with an idea what you might be able to support us on. Like, boom. We need that, because the more we can get, the better. Like, the more support we get, the easier it becomes for us to help manage these shows and get them going. But also, then we can make community support efforts really like come to life. Like, there's the app that was mentioned in the app that was mentioned in the chat is about like an auto dialer for 5 calls. Like, 5calls.org is a great site. But we don't have a convenient way for people who are busy as shit to call. I love this. We're trying to be serious, but we're
I'm
not.
like trying to hold it together. Walter's.
I'm trying to hold it together while I'm talking about this.
Let's have a dance party, boys. Let's show some positive masculinity.
Yeah, we want a messaging app that allows people
Okay.
to sign up.
Walter, I got the happy
AI-generated
stuff. I got the happy stuff here.
Yeah, just 3 drops. 3 drops of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick, he started.
I'm gonna look over my
Yeah,
glasses
He
at you,
started.
sir. Sir.
He got serious. Oh shit. You can't make me stop, you asshole. I'm a dancing man. I'm the governor's son.
You can't handle the truth.
Did you see the? Oh my god, dude!
Make him. We need it. Let it out. Don't hide it. Let's hear it. Roar.
I laugh internal a lot.
That's not good
Well,
for you. That's not
it
good
is,
for you.
You gotta let it out, Nick. You gotta. I don't think we've ever heard Nick really laugh.
I might have to
He
take
doesn't
my
really,
jacket off.
put
I'm
his
warming
tomato-
up. I'm warming up.
I've got to laugh in there. I've got it. The problem with being someone who is disassociated so much is like emotions are still really hard. And so I'm learning them too. Like, yeah, you broke me.
Yeah, Walter, thank you for that. That was great.
Yes! Yeah! Let's have some.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! What
Hazel's
am I
over here
gonna
like,
say to
what
the chat?
the
The
fuck
dog.
is going on?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that poochy face. Well, that only took 42 minutes to completely derail the entire podcast.
He's looking at me like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't even
We
want
really
I
needed
can't
this.
see the chat, so I don't know what's going on in there right now. But
Come dance with me, Nick. You know you want to. You know you want to.
No, you don't. You don't want me to dance. I am the wrong dance person.
you can tell Walter spent a lot of time in South America.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, man! I used to light it up.
You got his carnival thing going on already.
You should see my wife dance. Oh my god, she used to cause crashes, car crashes.
I'm gonna tell her you said used to and doesn't anymore.
Oh
my god.
Oh,
She
Walter's
still does.
sleeping on the couch.
That's okay. That's called camping.
Yeah, it's indoor camping, Evan. That's indoor camping.
Oh,
That's
trust me,
camping.
I know. I've been camping at my parents' house for the last month and a half. Jesus. That's so
Oh my
defeating,
God.
dude. It's like
God,
I
thank you,
had this
Walter.
vacation.
Thank
It's
you.
the biggest mind fuck in the world.
Yeah. Just got to get all that misery out of you in the form of laughter.
God.
I just need
Hey,
to win
y'all,
the
welcome to
lottery
the
so I can.
Diogenes Club.
I need
We
to go
have
wait
fun
the
here.
divorce out on a
There's
beach
nothing like a
somewhere.
good laugh.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's very cathartic.
Oh,
I needed that.
Thank you, Walter.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad we do this. Like, thank fucking God we do something fun.
It's not going to be it's not going to be in just the audio though. There's just going to be a long period of silence with like just kind of like
Just
Just
gonna
Walter
be like,
dancing
what
to
the
nothing.
Well, Walter,
Why
You know,
did
that's-
this-
I listen.
where did
I
that
hear the
come
music. I hear
back
it.
out.
I hear
Like,
it.
this clip has to go viral. Like, I think you got to clip this out and put this on a share stack because it was just, oh my God.
Yeah. I'll put it
Well,
on my
we can clip
OnlyFans.
it. We can clip it. It'll come out on the. We'll probably find it. One of us needs to make this a clip on the AI tools.
Just a GIF. Yeah.
No, the other thing I was going to
Just
say,
Walter Giffen.
We're gonna have to meme him like
Walter's just,
dancing through
you know.
space and stuff, like the cat videos and everything.
I'm gonna have to put a scene up that's just Walter. Like get rid of the rest of us, and it's just Walter dancing in the background.
With the music in the background, that German dude that just goes up to the mic and he's like, it's just Walter
That
floating
song,
through
I've known that song since AIT in the Army was the first time I ever saw that song. And I can't say where I saw it or how. I don't know how it got onto the restricted internet, but it was there, and everybody turned it on at one point and was like, we're like, oh, we're in the middle of learning how to interrogate people, and all of a sudden people are just busting out laughing at this like petite little tiny like Scandinavian dude or whatever, German wherever he's from in Europe, just high pitched like so cool. Such a weird sound. I've never been able to make the sound he makes either. Like, I don't understand how he does it. I'm gonna see if I can find it on YouTube.
It looks
I
like
can just
Evan's
tell you right
tracking
now-
it down.
the memes for all this were going to be Walter was listening to Utopia, Sirius XM during our podcast. And that's why he was dancing.
Just listening to my memories.
How do I look this up? Like, I don't even know what to look up.
That one?
Yeah,
Yep.
that guy.
That's it.
Hold on. We're gonna make Evan the big screen for a second.
Oh no, I just closed
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
Do it
Front
again.
center, big
Do it
guy.
again.
Hang on. Where'd it go?
10 seconds left.
Oh, fucking commercials.
YouTube.
Hey, you non-premium subscriber.
We're gonna get sued by these guys now.
No, as long as we had commentary.
That's the rule.
Yeah, there's this weird rule about like, yeah, like
Hell.
how does he do that with the tongue? Whoever his partner is must be really happy. Must be really happy with him. Male, female, somewhere in the middle, like anywhere in between. His partner must be super happy with him and that tongue ability. Like whatever the hell that is, men, learn how to practice that. Like I feel like
Flicking
that
a
would be a
tongue
good
song,
tool.
that's what it's called.
Oh.
Flicking a
God.
tongue song.
I just know if I wasn't on the show and I was in the chat room watching this solo by myself, I'd be splitting my spleen open.
I hope so. I hope so. Man.
I hope you guys have all had a blast today. Like everyone in the audience,
shit,
the
are we done already?
360 some odd people. No, we've still got 10 minutes left.
No, okay.
I mean,
We
we
haven't
are
even
near-
started, it feels
this
like.
hour
It's been
just went like
messing
boom.
around.
Did you guys see that
I can
Cory
see
Booker's
Snappy
going on
away.
a book tour?
Oh,
Is
well,
he?
gee. I
Fuck.
guess
Is
there's
he
nothing
gonna
more
do
important
any-
than his fucking book right now, huh?
All
Yeah,
this
is he gonna
shit's
do any
going on, and
legislation?
He's got a fucking book coming out.
He should try and sell it at some detainment centers
I
and
was
see.
like, are you kidding me right now?
Asshole.
He's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, he should
assholes.
go
We
up
got all this
to
stuff going on.
he should go to Minnesota and try and sell it at a fucking protest, see what happens.
Mm,
How tone deaf is everybody? Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
get
All
it.
of it.
I mean, this is like
All of
see no
it's on
evil,
deaf.
hear no evil.
This is be evil. This is Google's like do no evil or whatever. Did you like this is like the just turn the blind eye of like we don't see. Yeah, it's don't see evil.
It's the John Cena. You can't
There's
see
a
You know,
good
yeah, John Cena's
possibility-
invisible. We're
There's a
invisible
good
here.
possibility
Like,
that they're like elite rich billionaires and politicians like fucking eating kids, at the
Yeah.
very least molesting kids, and this dipshit's like, I'm gonna announce my book tour today. Like, are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me, dude? It should be like wall to wall, like burning 5-alarm fires to find
Yes.
these people.
Yeah,
And the
like
press
Zorro
corps just
Ranch
accepted
and
Trump
missing
being like,
people.
no,
I
that's
keep
Bill
saying-
Clinton. That's not me. That's Bill Clinton. And you're like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Dude, Trump is in the files like 4,600 something
Yeah.
fucking times.
No.
They had a
You know who
zero.
I- You know who I found in the files? You know who I found really interesting in the files, Evan? You're not going to be happy about this one. Is Mark Cuban.
Oh, fuck Mark Cuban.
And what we need to do, okay, good. Now that we're on this rabbit hole, we also need to, and I talked about this the other day with Shane, is we need to not protest the teams or the players themselves on these teams because they're not the
owners.
ones at fault. It needs
Right.
to be the owners and the management. Is also the Memphis Grizzlies. They're owned by Robert Pera, who is the founder and CEO and majority shareholder at Ubiquity, which sells telecoms and communication
I love
networks
those
and
Fucking
systems
access points, too. I have in my house. I
and
love those.
access points, and they are fueling 80% of the Russian data transfer points. 80% are Ubiquity Technology, an American company who Robert Pera owns the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And I love their
So-
stuff. It's such an easy interface too to watch my network and see what's going on. I love the software. I mean, it's amazing.
They're funding they're funding the killing of Ukraine. They're funding it's going through Turkey. They're funding the killing of people in the Middle East, in Asia in general, in Africa. Like their tech
Wow.
is being used on purpose. They have purposely kept their regulatory staff and their oversight staff purposely. I've done like a super deep Evan, I'll share if you guys want to read this. I want to put it out at some point, but I did a deep research analysis on Ubiquity and on Robert Pera, and I'm doing an epistemic war analysis on it using some tools from my friend Rachel at This Woman Votes, who is really good at AI technologies and ethical uses of it, and how do we combat the epistemic warfare stuff that's going on, which is what we're the information war. Robert Pera is a bad fucking dude. Like Robert Pera is not a good dude. He's mentioned once in the Epstein files, but not because he was part of it. I looked every time I find someone, I'm like, are you in the Epstein files? And if I see you, I then continue to research you about like the stuff. He was mentioned once. I'm going to bet he's going to be mentioned more when they release stuff because all the other billionaires are in there too. And it's like we said, it's sort of a checkbox. Is you get to billionaire status and you either become a pedophile or you just were one and let yourself loose. And both are fucking gross. So yeah, Ubiquity sucks.
Oh, he's a
Ubiquity
young
sucks.
dude too. He's only
Yeah, he's like-
47.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did you hear his
Justin
friend-
Timberlake's a part owner with him too. I know that he like bought into the team and everything,
Mhm.
so he's like partnering with him.
Oh, we lost Walter for a second. Yeah,
That's just-
so we have to talk
Yay!
about folks like that. We have to put pressure on them, and you have to research, like
Yes.
what the fuck is going on.
Yes.
He's worth $32.2 billion.
Yep.
Did you hear France raided Narcan Leon's? I think that might be really big because they raided his
Yeah, they're
office
going
in
after him
Paris.
big time.
And as they do discovery and as they start accusing and potentially arresting people, we're going to get more testimony. We're going to have more legal arguments for releasing things. I think it's out of control. I think this government is already.
Thank
I think they've
God.
lost. They just don't know. They're walking dead. They don't know it.
Thank you, foreign governments.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
Finally remembering you also have laws in your country, and if they're being violated, you can prosecute them. Don't wait
Yeah.
on the U.S. because we sure as fucking gonna do it anytime soon.
Didn't-
We're in the FUBAR moment of U.S. history again, like fucked up beyond all recognition. FUBAR.
Didn't Norway just pass? Didn't they just start investigations in Norway and they just voted to end their constitutional monarchy? Or there's
Did
something
they?
going on? They started that process? Or
Really?
That
something
would be
like that?
really cool.
They're
They
ahead
also
of us.
have one of there's I think it's either Denmark or Norway that it was one of the they're the first country that did a data ownership and privacy law
Yes.
further. And like the EU has much better data laws than we do, and data security laws. They have the GDPR, which is much stronger than what we have in the US because we don't actually fucking have anything really other than HIPAA, and HIPAA's barely a thing anymore because they've found all these regulatory ways around it. Is they own their data. Like the only thing that I think has come good out of the crypto bros and these crypto pedo bros is, or the idea that we haven't even gotten to this one. This one's fucked up. Is the underground like sex like market that is being fueled by crypto to like with like traded and uh trafficked women who are being forced to perform like sex, and they bet on who's what the outcome of that sexual encounter is going to be through crypto, and they're paying for the end of civilization by jacking off. And like it's easier to do that than it is to go out and protest. They found the way to make incel men, and so like that's what we're dealing with. Is crypto is fucking gross. The only thing that's good that's come out of crypto are NFTs, and they're underutilized, which is a non-fungible token. That means it can't be stolen, and it's yours. It is uniquely yours. There is only one fingerprint ever available for that, which is where we should be, which is what we should be reaching for, is each person has sole ownership of their data, sole ownership, and you
Yeah.
get to dole it out to people. And when you are done, you click no and they lose access to it. That's where we should be, and that's what we should be fighting for. But people like Robert Pera, who purposely undermine data regulation and security practices and reporting practices, he's not going to ensure that data practice happens. Elon Musk, who founded Doge, and the Doge boys who stole all of our data, they're not going to fucking respect our shit. Like, these are the things we need to be talking about now, is what we can be doing to guard ourselves and create a parallel system. If they're not going to do it, we need to do it. Fuck these people. Fuck the pedophiles. Like the pedo bros.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. All of you guys, the pedopal mafia, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, JD Vance, you guys are gross.
Yeah.
Like, you should be ashamed of yourselves, and how the fuck you're still married. I feel so sorry for your
Yeah.
spouses, because you're an abusers. You're abusers. That's what you are. You're abusive pricks. I
Fucking
brought us
Bill
down there
Gates,
at the
man.
end.
Yeah.
Oh
that
yeah,
guy.
fuck that guy. He used to do good. Like, come on, man, you were donating so much money to end
yeah.
all these diseases. Why'd you have to go and just be a fucking pedophile? Like, keep your dick in your pants and don't touch children.
Now
That's
he's
just
got like
performative.
millions of herpes
How is that
memes
not
going
a red
around
line
about
with-
him. Have you
I just
seen all
heard-
those, like the Russian STD thing? And now there's all kinds of memes of like Bill Gates with like herpes on his lip trying to hide from Melinda and stuff. Fuck, man.
Did you see the Fantasy Island one that just released?
No,
There's one that's starring Jeff Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and the plane flies in, and it's Woody Allen and Brett Ratner, and, and they're all getting off the
Oh, yeah,
plane.
don't ever watch a Woody Allen movie.
No,
No.
no.
That guy's especially sick. That was his own daughter that he'd groomed
Yeah.
for.
And she was like talking shit about Anthony Weiner's like victim or whatever when he got caught like sexting the 15-year-old. There was an email from that, what's her name, Soon Lee or whatever, Woody
Yeah, that's
Allen's
her name.
stepdaughter and wife, and she was like castigating one of the victims and stuff, like, oh, she needs to keep her mouth shut or so. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That
And I think
deprogramming, we gotta do.
Melania
I mean,
was involved in all that shit too.
yeah.
It's
And then,
just
like, the
crazy.
She is the honeypot. She's the honeypot. Like, I am 100% convinced at this point.
Because she was banging
98%.
Epstein first, right?
Yeah, like everything that's now come out, she is the Russian honeypot for Trump. Like, what else is there to, like, Putin's in the files everywhere. Melania came out of nowhere. We don't actually really know her real age. Nobody can say for sure her real age. She came over on the Epstein or
Visa,
Epstein
yeah.
visa.
Yeah.
The Einstein Epstein visa. She came over on the Epstein visa. That's what they did. They all used this fake Einstein visa for rich men to buy women and or children and transfer them into the US under the guise of they're brilliant. And they don't have to be brilliant in any way, shape, or form because it's about the guy who is buying the visa, not the person who is getting the visa. And Melania is the honeypot, is the trap. I was an intelligence professional. I learned how to do source handling and interrogations. At this point, there is enough circumstantial evidence around this and like direct evidence that is coming out that if you are not paying attention to this and you think it's not, that he is not entrapped in a Russian honeypot, I got a boat to sell for you in the fucking Rockies. Like come to the fucking
Well, you got to pick on that.
Colorado Rockies, go a mile and a half up. I got a boat to fucking sell for you for the deep sea. I got a salt fishing boat for you. Have fucking fun.
I mean,
I'll give you Noah's Ark while I'm in the process too.
I mean,
it flooded in what, Tennessee?
Think about
I
think
love
about
that,
the shit in the last week. Just, I mean, we're only what, February 4th, right? I mean, think about the shit in Tulsi Gabbard, where literally on ABC last night, Tom Yamas literally asked him, "Did you know about the Tulsi Gabbard thing?" No, but then she asked me to be there. Like she asked me to be involved. Like, I mean, that's a whole nother scandal. And you know they're going to come out with a paper that says, I got my 11,000 votes and I won Georgia and I'm a happy boy because I'm getting, and then on top of it, the New York Times just reported that Trump they finalized the policy. They're going to fire 50,000 more federal workers because they were not appointed by him.
And they're hiding that whistleblower
political appointees over the years. So it's just, this is going to take
forever
to fix. And it's
a generational process.
It's the dismantling of the federal government in a way that like people have never, like we haven't seen this in our lifetimes. I mean, this is not how I grew up. This is not, this is not how I learned how the federal government was supposed to defend and protect the Constitution, and the people that we elect are supposed to defend us from. And the reality is that guess what? Our enemies aren't foreign. They're fucking domestic.
Yep.
They're fucking domestic fucking enemies.
None of this is what we were promised.
No.
Well, these concentration camps too. Arturo said the number is like 73,000 people in these concentration camps, the ICE detainment facilities. I want assurances that kids aren't being tortured and raped and murdered in those detainment centers. Our tax dollars are paying for these things. They're constant, and it's just like they're in there. They've done nothing wrong. Again, it's not illegal to cross the U.S. border and apply for asylum.
I just bought one in Surprise, Arizona too, like 73,000 square feet.
Did you guys see the video of that gentleman who stood up at the meeting and talked about the Holocaust and what happened when Patton's Third Army went into a town outside, I think it was Ulford, Germany, and the mayor wound up killing himself? I know they kind of did this in Band of Brothers where they kind of did a whole scene in I think it was episode 8 when they found the concentration camp. And they made the townspeople come in and bury the bodies, and they were like, and they were all like, "Oh, I had nothing to do with it." Like, fuck yeah, you did.
Yep.
You didn't say anything.
You are just as responsible for those that did the crime.
That applies to us. It's happening in our country with our tax dollars. Yep.
If you say nothing, you are just as culpable as those who caused the problem.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's not a difficult concept to do the right thing. It really isn't.
No, it's easy.
I mean,
it's not easy sometimes, but it's the right thing to do.
It's not difficult to get out of bed. We all put our pants on the same way every morning. We all are creatures of habit, right? We all do the same things. We go in the bathroom, brush our teeth, take a shower, get dressed, go to work. How hard is it to do the right fucking thing because it's morally fucking wrong?
That's what we're here for, to try and pressure people and try to show them that
it is not
do the right thing.
I am not knowingly going to operate on the wrong part of a person's body because why? It's fucking wrong. Okay. Not only is it illegal, it's fucking wrong. I don't do procedures on people that they weren't consented for. Why? Because it's fucking morally wrong.
Yeah. And they're torturing little kids right now. The government is torturing. They're hiring. They're not telling us who they're hiring. What assurances do we have that ICE is not hiring rapists and pedophiles and child murderers?
Which they are.
But I always
they are.
I was
Right.
asking as a question. What assurances do we have? We can ask the government these things. We should be asking every politician we have. What assurances do we have? Why don't you open up these detention centers? What's going on in there? Why are you hiding? Why are you keeping it secret? And we have to ask those things.
We saw how bad Liam Ramos looked, and he was only in there for 2 fucking days, and they were talking about him possibly dying and stuff. That he was depressed and wasn't eating and was vomiting.
They've got stories of there was a woman who gave testimony at Congress that she was locked into a bathroom. They get one fucking sandwich a day for food, and then like they literally like not providing feminine hygiene product for these women, and it's just like they're they're treating the dogs better.
A lot of people are dying.
And people are dying.
Get sick.
We don't have an accounting of who's missing and who's not coming back. Where did you send these people? I mean, they sent that fucking kid to Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Mhm.
Fucking Minneapolis.
It shouldn't take a federal judge to fucking sign an order to get somebody freed.
Yeah. And then we got Democrats. Then we got Democrats voting to fund ICE. And that's what disgusts me. Because they need to fucking go down there and look at what they're doing. They need to be the ones asking these questions to vote, to see what they're voting for, because they're giving money for that.
Everybody out there, we got 435 congressional seats that are up for re-election, 35 Senate seats, and 36 governorships. We can fucking change the narrative on November 3rd and do it in a way that permanently.
Before then, primaries, everybody. And all of you, please, I've been interviewing every candidate that wants to talk. Nick has come with me to interview candidates. Let's give them that platform. Let's encourage more Democrats to talk to real people. We get these progressives. We get them visible. They don't have any money. The progressives don't get any attention from the legacy media. So you have to help us build this network so we can elevate these voices that actually represent us. That's a big part of this. We can change. We can eliminate every single Democrat that's sitting right now voting for a primary challenger, a progressive primary challenger. We can get people in office who will stand up for the rights of our kids, that will protect 5-year-old kids who have been abducted by these terrorist organizations and are tortured and murdered in these detainment centers. We can stop funding those places. So we do have that power. Everybody, please. That's part of our big message here. And it's going to be ongoing. All of us. We'll talk to any candidate who wants to talk. We're not charging them anything. Just get them on there, spread their message.
Everybody needs to remember when the founding fathers wrote the Constitution, our farming oligarchs back in 1781 to 1789, when they were Articles of Confederation all the way through the Constitutional Convention, they were, what's the one running theme in this Constitution? They were deathly afraid of the fucking executive. They wrote this Constitution in a way that they didn't trust whoever was going to be president because they didn't want another King George. Right? Mm-hmm. And that was the whole point of this whole thing. That's just why Article 1 is the legislative branch, that they hold the power of the purse. They're supposed to control oversight. They're supposed to countercheck the president, and it's not happening. So you know what? You don't want to do your fucking job? Good. You're fired. Let's fire all of them. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
One of the things we should be demanding is recall mechanisms. Like every state should have a recall mechanism. Even if we want to go back to the old racist counting system of 3/5, let's do a 3/5 majority of your state. If 3/5 of your congressional district or your state, say you're a congressman, 3/5 of your congressional district don't like the shit you're doing, you're out. 3/5 of the state as a senator don't like what you're doing while you're in office, you're fucking out. 3/5 of the country don't like what you're doing as president, you're fucking out. I think we should be able to do things like that as citizens because, like you said, they were afraid of the monarch. They also collectively gave their wealth. They gave up their titles. They gave up their wealth. They gave up their lands in other countries. They gave up everything else and put it together. They did a communist system of money. They socialized their system and said, here's money to pay our soldiers. Here's money so we can clear some roads and build houses and bridges. They donated under collective pressure too by everybody else. It wasn't just they came up on this idea and were like, yeah, we're going to pledge our sacred wells in honor together. Everybody else was like, you better fucking pledge that shit and put it in there. And they did. We need to
Mhm.
do the same again. That's what we should be talking about. Like Walter and I had a great discussion
Yeah.
with the
Emily Berge.
Wisconsin district congressional candidate Elizabeth Berge. That was freaking awesome. She was really cool. Go watch that interview. She's got a lot of good things to say. She wants to abolish ICE. It impacts her communities. She's on the ground representing and talking. Like
She's
she's
talking to
part of
us.
city council. She talked to us. Like my first congressional candidate interview ever was with her. And it was a lot of fun. And she was a person. Like we need people like that. We don't need people who are just pissy, shitty
In echo
assholes.
chambers. In
and
echo chambers with rich
chambers.
billionaire pedophiles. I mean,
Yeah,
and a
if
lot
you're
of them are.
rich, I don't want you in office. Like, sorry, you've had your time.
No.
You've given
What-
it up. You've used it poorly. It's time to leave.
American
And
citizen.
we're going to make a wealth minimum and a wealth cap. Sorry,
American
rich people.
citizen. If
you.
she's got the website to post where you can look up any U.S. congressman, any U.S. senator, and it shows how much they've taken from PACs and corporations. And I forgot the name of that website. I know she gave it to me the other day, but if she could put it in the chat, that'd be great. Because you can look up your state senators, you can look up your U.S. senators, your U.S. Congress people, any, and see how much public money they've taken, like private money, like PAC money,
Yeah.
like, and how much they've raised, and you can see all this, and it's nowhere near the numbers that are actual reality, because they're getting private money through Citizens United somewhere else. But it's like we have all the data to arm ourselves to put these people out of their jobs.
Mhm.
Yep.
We just have to have the will.
Yep.
We
It's
need Green
building.
Lantern.
People are
We need the
listening.
Green Lantern. We need the will.
Yeah.
Right.
And the ones that are willing to talk to me and Nick and Eric and Evan are the ones that are legitimate, who actually are working for people. Like the ones that have so much money, oligarch money from whoever knows where, they just dismiss us. This is why Kinzinger will never answer any of your comments. And all those guys that are just have access to all this money and wealth, who lord over us and dictate to us, but never listen. We don't have to live like that. It's just a matter of everybody awakening to this reality. Collectively, we can empower those people. You saw it. Zoran Mandani did it. That can be repeated throughout the whole country. We can do it. We do have that power.
Yeah, we do. We do have the power to take it away. And that's where we come in. That's why we're going to keep talking about this shit. That's why we're going to have our Diogenes Club for now every 2 weeks, but it'll be every week here soon, because I took up too much of my schedule with slamming in a bunch of intelligent masculinity interviews, and I'm glad I did, because the first series is having a lot of fun, and the
Spectacular work.
interviews are great.
Really,
Yeah,
Thanks.
the work has been spectacular. I mean, the interviews have been great. The analysis has been great. The postings have been amazing, and all the men that you have been bringing on have all contributed to what you call the analysis of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Today,
it's truly what's unique, right? It's like we all have a different definition of what causes our what we call our discipline.
Mhm.
We're all climbing the
Gainer,
pyramid
Evan,
from a different side, so you get to see different things along the way.
When are you doing your interview, Nick?
Mine is Shane's going to interview me the last week of February. Hold on, let me tell y'all the upcoming schedule of interviews for, because
Yes.
we've gone over a little bit on our time, which is fine. I'll have to jump off here in a minute, because I believe I'm
clinic.
supposed to be on with Margaret Williams here soon too.
Oh, good.
Say hi to her. She's wonderful.
Yeah,
I love her. She's so fantastic. We're going to talk about masculinity. I actually got invited to be on a podcast for the Riverside Democratic Party. They have a podcast, and I got invited by the chair of the Riverside Democratic Party in Southern California to be on one of their podcasts. So I'm working on scheduling that, which is
Nick's
super
going
cool.
national.
Yeah.
I hope
time.
so. And so what I'm doing right now, y'all, is I'm searching, if anyone wants to look at it, broadbanner.com. That's their new network calendar and affiliate calendar for Banner and Backbone and friends and affiliates. And this is where I'm getting my schedule at. It's got all the shows on there. Let's see here. Next week is Arturo Dominguez,
Nice.
Bobby Jones, and Marlon Weems.
Marlon, I love Marlon. Love
and
Bobby.
Bobby
then-
will be a good one too.
Bobby's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
Bobby's going to be awesome. I've talked to Bobby a couple times. He's really, really cool. And then the following week on the 17th of February is Qasim Rashid Esquire. And then our friend in the community, Jack, who is stuck out in Canada and has been basically extradited out of our country, or had to leave the country and flee it because being transgender is fucking illegal in the US apparently, and we're a bunch of bigots, and I hate that. And then the final one before me is Will Fullwood. So the 24th is Will Fullwood, and then the 26th I'm going to do a 2-hour one with Shane to finish it up, and I'll do my interview, and then I'm going to keep them going every Thursday. That's going to be my new Thursday morning show.
Nice.
So starting at the end of February, March, my new morning show on Thursdays will just be the intelligent masculinity interviews and discussions. So Thursdays will be a day for men, and women and everyone in between, because you're all welcome. But it'll be for men to better ourselves, because we got some shit to do. That's why we got a Diogenes Club, because where's the men? Where are all the men?
Right.
Where are you, men? Where are you right now?
Hiding.
What are you doing?
They're hiding.
Being fragile, being weak, being a testicle, just tucking yourself on yourself and hiding, and you're just a testicle, dude. You're soft and weak, and you're a baby. You're a baby. You should be more of a pussy, because they can take a pounding. You can't. You're just a weak testicle.
Dewey has more balls than these guys. Oh, really? Really, Brian?
Lance Armstrong has more balls than most of these men.
Oh boy.
And he's a turd.
Yeah. And he lost his. And he has more balls than them. God. And I don't like him anymore because he kind of sucks. They're all kind of turds.
How awesome would it be to get Snoop on after the Olympics as an honorary Olympian?
Okay. So
Nick got something. Here we go.
Snoop owns like 200 or like 100 or 200 acres of land in the new town that I'm moving to in Arkansas. I don't know if he's built his house yet.
Wow.
But
I did not know this.
Seems like he's going to
for this.
because he does a lot with Walmart. He has a big partnership with them on what they which really sucks in terms of that. I hate the Walmart, but Walmart requires that you have like a station, like a headquarters nearby them of some sort, and at least one on the ground person. So Snoop has bought land in Arkansas, in Northwest Arkansas, and I'm like, sweet. I'm gonna see if I can fucking run into him at like the county fair or some shit, or like Martha Stewart, and be like, because only one of those two has gone to federal prison. Only one of those two is a felon, and it ain't Snoop, which is the best fucking part about all of it. Is Snoop Dogg a role model? Probably not, but he would be a fun interview. I want to interview him because I think he'd be a lot of fun.
He would have a lot of great insight, having gone through the whole West Coast rap, and then having to being now in his 50s, right? And how he's matured over the years, because he's he was major gangsta. He was big time gangsta. Running with Tupac and that crew. So
yeah, okay. I got to duck because I got another live here in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So let's do this. Yep. Let's do this final thing. Let's promote ourselves and tell everybody where you can be found and how you can be supported. Let's start with you, Evan. We got you right up
what's
on
going
front.
on, everybody? You guys.
Oh, changed all our positions too. This is weird.
You guys can subscribe to News from Underground, and on there right now there is a post up, and if not, I will put a post up. There's a family in Arizona whose father and husband was shot by the local police there mistakenly, and they're doing a fundraiser right now. So if you guys go to my Substack, there is a GoFundMe for them to donate and everything, and I will put that up there. So don't worry about me. Just help somebody out if you can, and I appreciate you guys.
Evan, you're awesome, dude.
I love you guys.
Eric, what's up, man? Dr. Eric.
Hey, there's the icon. Thank you to Walter's daughter. So, everybody. So I am gonna give Walter dancing lessons. So we're gonna do a live chat
Like you
We're gonna-
can. Fuck that.
we're gonna-
Like you
we're gonna-
can.
I want to see a dance off.
It'll be on
Next,
season 30
we're gonna do a
of
dance off.
Start.
I'll whip you. If I still drank, I'd whip you drinking. If I can still dance.
So yeah, everybody just my Substack more about healthcare issues. If you go on there right now, I've written that letter to your Congress people and your senators for the SAVE Act. So that's free. Everything on my Substack is non-paywall. You are more than welcome to interact and join and chat and follow. And it's been, these guys are my internet bros. These guys are amazing. And I'm happy that, Evan's in a much better place since he was back in early December, and Walter's just, whatever he's listening to, he's jamming out. And, Nick, you and I have gotten a lot closer over the last couple of weeks, and I really appreciate your friendship and your honesty. And these guys are great, and just love all you guys. And it's been amazing. This whole ride's been amazing. I can't wait to do this on a more regular basis. So we're good.
Oh, I can't wait either. Thanks. Walter.
Perfect. That's me. Whew. Well, I got to defer to Evans, though, if he's got that fundraiser for that thing. So go to Evans first. But if there's anything left over, yeah, keep bringing people on. Talk about me to your congressional candidates. Bring them on. I'm happy to bring them on and talk to them. We'll give them as much of a platform as we can. Please do it, everybody. Keep bringing people on here, and we'll keep growing. We'll change the world. We're doing it because the world is not acceptable as it is right now. So thanks to all you guys. It's been a fun day. It's been a
All right, boys.
just a deep
Yeah,
exhale.
and finally, I'll share my thanks, Walter. Guys, this has been so much fun. And I also just noticed that this background has the name fucking spelled wrong still. God, like I even fixed it too. I just never changed the background. I didn't even see it because it was behind our pictures the whole time. All
Hey,
right,
Nick, I
y'all.
love you. I'm just gonna run. I got clinic, so I got some
Yeah.
angry people waiting. So
All right, take
Okay.
it easy, Eric.
guys. Ciao.
Take it easy, Eric. Thanks, guys. And hey, come support Evan. Make sure you go support the family in Arizona. And like Walter said, if you've got anything left over, come support me here at Sick of This Shit Publications. Y'all will see me here in a couple moments with Margaret Williams for a really good discussion on masculinity. That's pretty much what I do. I talk about men and how we suck, but how we can be better, and what we can do and what we are doing to be better. And so it's not dreary. It's fun. We get to talk about the good things we do. So thanks, everyone. This has been the Diogenes Club with me, Nick Perro, Evan Fields, Walter Ryan, and Dr. Eric Lulov. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and you'll start seeing us more here soon. Thanks, all. Have a great one.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.